Okay, let's be real for a second. You know that feeling, that deep hollow ache when you feel completely alone, even if you're in a room full of people? That feeling you're told to just shake off. What if I told you that feeling isn't just in your head? It's a biological distress signal. And scientists now have terrifying proof that letting that signal ring for too long is as damaging to your physical health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. No, I'm not exaggerating. We're talking about a direct, physical attack being waged on your body right now. And listen, if hearing that makes your heart skip a beat, I get it. It's a heavy thought. But that feeling is real, it's valid, and your body is screaming at you for a very, very good reason. So here's the deal. Over the next few minutes, we are going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly what loneliness is doing to your immune system, your heart, and even the chemistry of your brain. But, and this is the most important part, we are not going to just leave you with the scary stuff. We're going to give you a simple, science-backed game plan to start fighting back and reclaiming your health. Trust me, you're going to want to see this.
All right, before we get into the nuts and bolts of what's happening in your body, we have to draw a really important line in the sand. We need to be crystal clear because the words lonely and alone get used interchangeably, but biologically and emotionally, they are worlds apart. See, choosing to be alone is what we call solitude. It's a healthy, restorative act. It's when you intentionally step away from the noise of the world to recharge your battery, think clearly, or just enjoy your own headspace. Solitude is a peaceful state that you control. Loneliness, however, is not a choice. It's a distressing feeling. It's that painful awareness that the meaningful human connection you crave just isn't there. You can be surrounded by 1,000 people and feel crushingly lonely. It isn't about a lack of bodies, it's about a lack of genuine connection. So think of it this way. Solitude is you choosing to recharge your battery. Loneliness is that stressful, red-blinking, low battery warning that won't turn off. And it's that persistent, stressful warning signal we're investigating today. So with that difference clear, let's look at the first thing it does to your body's emergency response system.
Okay, so what is that emergency response system? Well, think of your body's fight or flight response, like the smoke detector in your house. If there's a real fire, an immediate danger, like a car suddenly swerving into your lane, that alarm goes off loud. It instantly floods your system with adrenaline and hormones to make you faster, stronger, and more focused to survive. Then, once the danger is gone, the alarm shuts off. That's a healthy, life-saving process. But here's the dangerous twist with chronic loneliness. Your brain is hardwired to see social isolation as a threat. It's a low-grade, unending danger signal. So for a lonely person, that smoke detector never really shuts off. It's just blaring quietly in the background all day, every day. Your body is stuck in a permanent state of high alert. This constant state of emergency floods your body with a powerful hormone called cortisol. You can think of cortisol as the main fuel for your stress response. In a short burst, it's a lifesaver. But when your system is constantly marinating in it, it starts to become corrosive, damaging tissues and disrupting your body's natural rhythms. In fact, pioneering researchers in this field, like the late psychologist John Cacioppo, discovered something profound. They found that chronically lonely individuals don't just have higher cortisol levels during the day, their levels failed to go down properly at night when the body is meant to rest and repair. You never get a break from the stress. And this constant toxic bath of stress hormones is the first major domino to fall. It sets the stage for a whole cascade of other problems, starting with a direct hit on the very system designed to keep you healthy, your immune system. So how exactly does this work? How does that constant stress signal sabotage your body's personal security force? Well, first, all that cortisol we talked about effectively tells your frontline defenders, the cells that fight off viruses and bacteria, to stand down. It significantly weakens their response. This is why, when you're feeling intensely lonely over a long period, you might find yourself catching every single cold and bug that goes around. Your guards simply aren't as vigilant against outside threats. But here's where it gets even more dangerous, because it's a two-pronged attack. While your defense against germs is lowered, another part of your immune system goes haywire. I'm talking about inflammation. A little bit of inflammation is good when you get a cut. It's your body's repair crew rushing to the scene. But chronic loneliness creates a low-grade, simmering inflammation throughout your entire body. It's like a slow-burning fire that never gets put out. And scientists can actually measure this. Studies from places like Ohio State University have shown that lonely individuals not only have a weaker immune response to things like the flu vaccine, but their bodies also produce more pro-inflammatory molecules. It's a devastating double whammy. Your body becomes less effective at fighting invaders, while this internal fire of inflammation starts to damage healthy tissues and organs. And that damage leads us directly to two of the most critical parts of your body, your heart and your brain.
So, where does that internal fire of inflammation cause the most devastation? It heads straight for your body's two critical command centers, your heart and your brain. Let's start with the heart. That constant simmering inflammation, often paired with the high blood pressure that comes from chronic stress, begins to damage the delicate lining of your blood vessels. Over time, they become stiffer, less flexible, and far more prone to the dangerous buildup that leads to blockages. And this isn't just the theory. The numbers are staggering. Research highlighted by the American Heart Association directly links prolonged loneliness to a roughly 30% increased risk of having a heart attack or a stroke. Let that sink in for a moment. But the damage doesn't stop there. Your brain, an organ that demands a massive amount of healthy blood flow, also takes a major hit. The same inflammatory processes can disrupt brain cell communication and impair blood flow, leading to cognitive fog, memory problems, and a reduced ability to learn. Over the long term, this chronic assault significantly raises the risk of developing neurodegenerative diseases like dementia and Alzheimer's. This is the hard science behind the shocking warnings. This is what experts mean when they say chronic loneliness can be as destructive as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. It's not an emotional exaggeration, it's a biological reality, attacking your body's most vital organs.
And if all that wasn't enough, just when your body's supposed to finally get a break from this chaos, when you go to sleep, loneliness follows you there too. It wages a silent war on the quality of your rest. Have you ever technically slept for a full 8 hours but woken up feeling completely drained, as if you'd barely slept at all? Loneliness is very often the hidden culprit. Here's why. From an evolutionary standpoint, our brains are wired to believe that being isolated means being unsafe. So the lonely brain doesn't fully power down for the night. It stays on high alert, in a state scientists call hypervigilance. It's like a security guard who can't stop nervously pacing the halls, listening for any sign of danger. This constant guard duty leads to what are known as micro-awakenings. You might not even remember them, but throughout the night, your brain is repeatedly being pulled out of the deep, restorative stages of sleep that are essential for physical repair and mental recovery. You're getting hours, but not healing. And this is measurable. Studies, including work from King's College London, have confirmed that lonelier individuals experience significantly more of this fragmented, poor-quality sleep. This creates a devastating, vicious cycle. You wake up exhausted and less resilient, which makes it even harder to cope with the stresses that fuel loneliness in the first place, all while your body was deprived of the deep rest it needed to repair itself.
Okay, that was incredibly heavy. I know. So let's all just take a deep breath, because this is the most important part of this entire video. This is the turn. We are done talking about what the problem does to you, and we are going to start talking about what you can do to it. The science is clear about the damage, but it's just as clear that you have the power to fight back. Here's the blueprint. First, reframe the goal. It is not about popularity, it's about quality. Your mission isn't to find 20 friends, but to nurture 1 or 2 connections that feel genuine. Second, take one small step based on a shared interest. Join a hiking group, a book club, a local volunteer organization. Focus on the activity you enjoy, not on the outcome of making friends. Connection will often follow as a natural byproduct. And third, a surprisingly powerful strategy: shift your focus outward. Helping someone else is a scientifically proven way to diminish loneliness. It provides an instant sense of purpose and reminds you of the value you bring to the world. These aren't just platitudes. They are active ways to calm your body's alarm system and start healing. So, what happens to your body when you're lonely? It sends out a powerful distress signal that impacts your physical health in very real, measurable ways. But it's not a life sentence. It is a fundamental human signal, a deep thirst that's telling you it's time to seek the connection you need and deserve. You are not broken for feeling this, and you are never truly alone in this struggle. If this video helped you understand your body better, I'd be so grateful if you'd hit that like button and subscribe to RainWish for more deep dives into the science of being human. For today's call to action, I want you to share one positive thing you're grateful for in the comments below. Let's flood the comments with a bit of light. Thank you so much for watching. Stay curious and be well.